Sitting down here with the owner of Petey's Pizzeria.
When you're eating at Detroit spots, you gotta have a Faygo soda.
You got to. I grew up on it.
So to kind of get us started, where did the name come from?
It's a partnership here. It's me and my partner, Pete. And he grew up coming here when it was Salvatore's. So did I. We both are Warren guys. And like, we were sitting there going back and forth with these like ridiculous names that had nothing to do with us, nothing to do with like anything that we even knew. So like one day I'm sitting there and I'm like, Petey's Pizzeria. Mm-hmm. And I fell in love with it instantly. I saw the name, I saw the image, I saw the logo, everything.
Yeah.
Right when I said Petey's Pizzeria. So I chose the name, and like my partner's like, no, he didn't want it at all. Like he didn't want Petey's Pizzeria. I didn't want it to be Stevie's Pizzeria, but Petey's just had a nice ring to it.
It does.
And it stuck, and it's been working, and I love it.
Yep.
Yep. And everybody asks, like, are you Petey? Is Petey here? And it's like, I'm here. We're here.
I asked him, oh, are you Petey? Oh, yeah.
Sure. The first time, like anytime anybody ever asks on the first time, it's always, yeah, I'm Petey. But then like once they get to know me, it's like, hey, my name is Steve.
Right.
Steve,
so why don't you tell us kind of what do we got here?
This is one of my favorite styles of pizza lately. It's a pan style round, buttered pan. So you get kind of like that fried dough that everybody's so used to with either the square pizzas. We usually don't do that for our squares, buttering the pan. So this is kind of like a different texture of pizza for us. I really love it. We got a bunch of different toppings on there, some veggies, some sausage, onion, green pepper, mushroom, and a little bit of charred ham as well. We got the Petey's Way crust, and this is like one of my go-tos lately.
Let's get in.
Please. I gotta have, and this is just me, and this is how I eat my pizza. Always Frank's Red Hot, ranch, and hot honey.
If you want a hot honey, the whole thing, I'm for that.
For sure. Are you kidding me? One of my favorite pizzas is the barbecue chicken because of that like sweetness. So like it was very easy for me to want to make a hot honey. I just didn't want to buy one off of the shelf.
Right.
So I had to. I can't just buy anything. I have to make it, you know. The Franks, I'm not going to mess with Franks. Nobody can mess with Franks. But dig in.
Perfect.
So you'll see this pizza is just really nice, airy, and fluffy. I just love the texture, love the dough, the way it cooks this way.
You were telling me earlier about how much you're learning, you're always trying to get better. What's like a process that you used to have that maybe you've changed or improved on?
The way we cut our vegetables, cookability is what we're looking for, fast cook times, of course. You know, you can't rush perfection, but you can definitely improve on it. And that's one thing we always like to do. How you cut your vegetables, how thin you cut them, your meats, how you cook them. Cook times have changed. Like I said, the sauce has changed along the line. I've gotten better with the sauce. I've gotten better with the pizza. Everything was a learning curve. At first, like our first year into it, I'd say our first 2 years, like we didn't market ourselves. We didn't advertise. We didn't want that influx of customers coming in until we had the product that we wanted.
I see.
You know, so now that we're in our 3rd, 4th year going on 5th, it's like now we know what we're doing, we have the vision, and we're trying to like expand on that now, getting everybody to find out who we are, what we do, and that we are catering to them.
That's a good point, because if you go and you try a new spot you haven't been, and they don't hit the mark, you're probably not going to go back.
Yeah.
So that first impression is everything.
It is. And even so, how I knew we were onto something in the beginning was I didn't have the confidence I have now with my pizza.
Yeah.
But for instance, like the Warren Fire Chief came in and I made him a pie, and he's like, and this is our first year, it blew me away. He's like, you have the best pizza in Warren. So when he said that, I kind of knew like, oh my God, there's so much room for improvement. If he thought this was the best pizza in Warren, and it's like, I'm an amateur per se, I knew there was so much more room for improvement, so much more room for like getting better at it, and I was really excited for that.
Right. Good.
So that's a little bit of a backstory for that.
You know, as you were starting out, or you know, whenever during this journey, was there ever a time where you felt like, I'm not gonna make it?
Yeah. So I'm sure it's no surprise to anybody. The last 4 years have been incredibly hard on anybody, especially if you run a small business. There were supply issues. There was inflation, of course, like ridiculous amount of price for like a case of chicken. Cheese was crazy, fluctuating all throughout the whole thing. But it was more so overcoming. I've never built a business. I've never built a business from the ground up. I had never owned a business previous to this. I've worked in plenty of restaurants. I saw what didn't work for them, where they lacked, and like where they overcompensated, like trying to have too many employees. That kind of hurt us in the beginning because we had too many people, too many hands, like trying to have consistency, but we had too many hands in there in the pot, like
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen, and like I didn't know how to be like, I didn't know where to put myself, but that came with time as well. And I think the biggest thing was there was a point in time where it got really rough, and I really didn't think we were gonna make it past, you know, a couple more months, and I just completely took control. I'd say about like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Completely just took control. I hate to say it, got rid of a lot of the hands that were not, they weren't executing the dream I had for this place and what we wanted to offer to our customer base, which is literally friends and family, because we grew up here in Warren. You know, I have coaches that come here, principals, like, and I knew if I wasn't doing right by them, like it wasn't gonna work.
Right.
So I had to completely take control and kind of go back to the drawing board, look at the sauce, look at the cheese, look at how we're cooking the pizzas, how many people I have in store at a time, and just cutting back on a lot of the bullshit, you know?
Yeah,
That
right.
was what really did it for us.
Right.
And we immediately, once I took complete control of, okay, only one person is making pizzas and that's me, and then like you can answer phones and you can do this and you can do that. I don't have to, you know, be everywhere doing everything. It gave me like a sense of relief, and it actually made things much more smoother to where I had more time with the customer to explain to them or educate them in like how we're doing things, why we do them this way, or, you know, just trying to give them the best possible experience.
Right. Right. So it sounds like the business savviness. You're obviously a sharp guy, but a lot of that, you didn't have all that, the tools in the toolbox. You could learn some of the things the hard way as you were doing this and you were in the thick of it.
Yeah, and it cost when you're learning that way. It definitely hurts your pockets, because like there was months upon months where I didn't even take a paycheck. You know, months. Me and my partner both. We sacrificed so much, you know, and people wonder like, how come we don't see your, you know, Petey here, your partner here, or why? Because we know where we need to be. He's where he needs to be. I'm where I need to be, and that's what makes us work, and that's what is a good marriage. Like that's what makes a good marriage. Like we know our duties and we execute them. You know, if ever I need anything at any given time, I can just pick up the phone. Hey, Pete, need this, need that, got to get this going.
Yeah.
And it's done. You know, I don't have to worry. Like people don't see the stress that's taken off of me. You know, they see me here 7 days a week, but they don't know everything else that goes into it.
Right. Right.
And like I said, just knowing your place, knowing where to be. So
Good. What is something that you want kind of people to know about that separates Petey's from like other local spots that they might go to for a pizza?
So not just in general, when you're dealing with small-owned businesses, keep in mind, have a little like humility to it. Like it's not that serious. Like if the wait time is longer, if like it's because we're trying to give everybody the experience they deserve. I think a big issue nowadays is people are so like used to having it now and getting it now that the patience is just not where it used to be. I think I think when you're going to most places, there is no personability, there is no connection there. You're just consumer buying product and leaving.
Yeah.
The kid behind the counter doesn't know who you are, doesn't know you by name, doesn't care who you are. Doesn't care that you're bringing money there. He doesn't even know about any of that.
Right.
Like, he doesn't know what it takes. So he's just doing what comes naturally to him. And if nobody is explaining to him that, hey, you need to give every single person that walks through that door the time of day and greet them and look them in the face and be personable, I think that's lost on a lot of places right now. I think it's literally just copy and paste. Like, they see something working for somebody else and they're like, all right, we'll go with that route, and the execution is terrible. And they're like, it's crazy because you're getting charged the most nowadays for a lesser quality and an experience that's lesser as well. So
Right.
I think that's the issue with the industry right now.
Yeah. And I would add that as a customer of yours, that one thing that I love about this place is everything is high quality, made from scratch. And I'm just tired of, like, I know the food is processed and delivered in a box or a bag, and they're like heating it up, and I'm like, you can tell. I think people are getting more and more savvy to the type of quality and food that they're buying and ingesting.
I think we're gonna see a huge shift here soon. I think people are gonna. So, for instance, with us, like, we got rid of DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub.
Oh, really?
We don't want anything to do with them. Unless they want to step it up and actually give the consumer something and the business something worth having, instead of like a half-assed delivery system where it's just charging the consumer more for cold food.
Right.
90% of the time, drivers weren't coming in with hot bags. Pizza is something that has to be delivered piping hot. If we're ensuring that it's coming out of the oven when it's supposed to, and the driver is either sitting in his car for 5 minutes, like, I don't know doing what, or like I don't have any control of that.
Right.
So things that you don't have control of in the restaurant business, you're gonna lose control of real quick, and it's gonna end up bad for you. So I think people are over getting charged $20, $30 for the same wings from like 7 different places, drowned in like some orange sauce, getting charged like 40, like, a silly amount for not quality anymore.
Right.
I think people are gonna wake up. I think they're waking up now. I think these companies are seeing a little bit of a hit because of the consumer is sick and tired of getting microwave food or just stuff that's like been dropped in a fryer, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. So you grew up locally in Warren, right?
I did.
This place used to be Salvatore's. This was your favorite pizza place, or was it a different one?
It was convenient for us. It wasn't about favorite. We're high school kids. You could come here with your friends. Like I said, get 2 slices and a pop for $1.50. That was the price for so long. And it was good. It was good. It was convenient. It was local. We all went to school in the area. And that's, I think, why everybody supported it. But it had been here for so long, everybody was supporting Salvatore's at that time.
So nationally, I think about 30% of pizza orders are pepperoni. Would you say that's consistent with your customers, or?
Yeah, I would say that's a very true statement.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I don't know if it's just because of like movies or TV or like tradition, but like pepperoni is a go-to for everybody.
Yeah.
I worked in an ice cream place in high school. It was a Haagen-Dazs. We had 32 flavors. Most popular one was vanilla.
Vanilla and chocolate,
and then
right?
It's like, you don't want the cookies and cream, the cookie dough, all the good stuff. And
people know what they want.
Yeah.
They like what they want, and they like comfortability. They want to know. They want consistency, right? They want to know if they're shelling out 30, 40 bucks to feed their family.
Right.
It's gonna be what they expected every single time.
Yep.
And I say we deliver on that like 95% of the time. Of course, we're not perfect. Mistakes happen, but I don't think there's. Of course, there's guys in the industry that go above and beyond with customer service. We are that. I mean, if, for instance, we mess up on a small, you're going to get a large. If we mess up on a family meal, whether it's shrimp and fries, a sub and a pizza and a salad, all of that is going to get remade for you for free, and we're going to bring it out to you. And we're just going to make the experience that much more personable.
Yep, yep. So let's talk cheese. From brick, grande mozz, part skim, full fat. Your perspective, what cheese makes the best pizza?
Old school cheese, fat, flavor, milk, dairy.
Yeah.
Like we don't shy away from like cooking with bacon grease or like just the natural way of doing things. You know, olive oil. We don't use any type of seed oils. We don't use like. Our cheese has to be like dairy cheese, not light skim, not soy. I don't even know what other options there are. Dairy free, you know, we get a lot of questions of like, do you guys offer a dairy free cheese? And it's like, it's almost like the question of should pineapples go on a pizza? It's like, it's, which I know you're dying to ask if pineapple should go on a pizza, but it's like if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
And good cheese is good cheese. Don't go cheap on it, and use a good dairy cheese.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's a perfect segue, right? So it's a contentious issue. The Michiganders want to know, does pineapple belong on a pizza?
It does, guys. It does. I hate to say it. I don't like it.
You don't?
No, I don't.
But you say it belongs.
It does. It does, because you can't deny that a ham, bacon, and pineapple pizza that makes a Hawaiian isn't phenomenal. Like, people love it. They order a lot. A barbecue chicken with pineapple, people, is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Add some jalapenos into that, and you're golden. Like, who's to say what should or shouldn't go on a pizza?
Right,
There's no rule book.
Right.
I had a guy come in here and hand me a couple kiwis, and he's like, "Can you slice these up and put it on a pizza?" And it was
Kiwi pizza.
Yeah, it wasn't even a question. We did it for him. He loved it, and I actually saw him some months later, and I got to ask him about. He loved it. Yeah, so
I'm team pineapple all the way.
yeah, so there's people that say, you know, no to anchovies, no to pineapple. It's preference. And
Yeah.
we can see time and time again after we keep selling a pizza with pineapple on there that that's the way it goes.
Right. Steve, this is absolutely delicious.
Thank you,
I
man.
can't thank you enough, man.
I eat it every day. I absolutely love the pizza here. I love our food. If I didn't love it, if I didn't love what I do, I wouldn't do it at all. I would literally have sold. The headache in the pizza business, trust me, is you're going to deal with Karens. You're going to deal with local guides that think they're the tell-all of every pizza place in Michigan. Like, everybody has an opinion. Everybody is a pizza connoisseur. And, you know, just know that when you're critiquing or leaving a review on a family business or a local business, that it's not the corporate, like, greed. It's literally a family business that, like, puts their heart and soul and so much behind the scenes stuff that, like, my day doesn't start at 11 when I open. My day starts, like, when I'm out there shopping and getting green peppers and onions and mushrooms and spinach, and my day doesn't end ever because pizza's always on my mind. Like, literally, I kid you not. Like, you have to be up. Yesterday I was a plumber. I was a teacher to 20 Girl Scouts. It's never ending. You have to have patience. You have to have compassion, and you have to have a love for food and pizza. So,
Well, brother, Thank you so much.
Man, Evan, thank
It's
you, bro.
absolutely
It
a
was
pleasure.
amazing. Thank you, bro.
I'll always be back here.
I know that. The food keeps bringing you back, so it's A1.
Make sure you check it out for yourselves, people.
I'll be here. Petey's Pizza, guys. I'll be here 7 days a week.
Petey's Pizza!
Perfect.